What do you think, buddy? Ready to learn to be a camel today? So we're going to put Spartacus on the wagon today, get him to learn to pull. Introduce him to experienced yet rebellious camel. We've got experienced warden over here.
Warden?
Or, you know, whatever you call it. Youth activity worker.
One with the big stick.
Yeah. And I'm going to be driving Billy. And the camel education begins. Camel education. Ian Billy. Camel in the rearview mirror. Here we go. Well, seems to be fighting against it. Is that too fast? Good boy, mate. Well, we've just had our first day with Spartacus, the camel behind me, learning about the rope and being tied to the wagon. And I drove him around with Billy, and he seemed to get through it okay. He had a couple of bits where he just threw himself down on the ground, but that gave us another opportunity to show him that we love him and care for him and handle his head and that. And I think when he gets his trust and loses his fear, it's going to be a sensational camel. Alright, second day of Spartacus learning to walk behind the wagon. Billy's towing the wagon. This is Spartacus wondering WTF. WTF with what's happening. So just take it very easy, Sparty. And here's Mum.
I'm on the wagon, I'm on the wagon, I'm on the wagon. Is that what you say when you're off the grog? I'm on the wagon?
Yeah.
Or I fall off the wagon?
But Debbie fell off the wagon, not being on the wagon.
Oh, did she?
She'll work that out. And that's Debbie. Professional wagon faller off her. Okay, here we are on, I don't know, it feels like day 2 really with Spartacus training. At the moment I'm in Billy, pulling the wagon along, and Spartacus, Coco and Ziggy are all tied to the back of the wagon so that he can get used to it. Good boy! Good boy! I have to say that my relationship with this camel is becoming really, really close, tight. Yeah, it's like that electricity of fear that you have with a camel, because they're so big and a bit sort of overwhelming. They seem to have just absolutely disappeared. And I think there's a really good lesson in there about understanding that you're actually okay in their space, and then all the fears and all the silly things that go on in your head, they just sort of disappear. So right now we're just driving around in circles so that he gets used to sort of walking along beside the wagon. He can still have his battle with the rope, because what we don't want him is getting into a situation where he pulls it back from the rope, because we want him to respect the rope, because if he doesn't respect the rope, then he's going to have to respect a nose line, and I really don't want to put a nose line in him, because I don't really think it's that necessary. But one thing I really learnt today with camels is you can't do things quickly with them. And I think that's a kind of a nice thing. It's probably one of the million reasons why I'm into camels and why I like being around them, is just the sort of way they force you to be. You have to work in a certain way, and it's such a nice, cruisy, relaxing way when you get past all your, all the minor dramas. But yeah, so down at Uinninga in the Northern Territory, just staying at a friend's place, made a camp. She's made a camp down here, and this was going to be her camel dream, but it seems the powers that be are not interested in this place being camels, which is sort of the way the whole Northern Territory is. I find it quite weird how they're so anti-camel when this whole area, this state, the state of South Australia and Western Australia, were all pretty much built on the back of camels, but now they've done their use. So I guess what I'm looking for in Spartacus in doing this training is that he stops fighting the rope. And so when I look into the rear vision mirror, which I'm trying to do most of the time, I'm looking to see if the rope actually has a bit of give in it. Because what that means is that he's worked out that he doesn't need to fight being on the end of the rope. He can actually just cruise along at the pace with everyone else. And so Spartacus seems to be doing pretty well. And the best thing is that the thing on his nose, the sheepskin thing, it hasn't wobbled too much to the side, so he's obviously not fighting it so much. But hopefully he works it out. Because eventually this will be his freedom. It's a controlled freedom, but it's a pretty good one. I mean, my theory about camels coming into the wild, coming in from the wild, is that, on one level, being a wild bull camel out in the bush, I mean, it's not a very easy job, and it's not the most awesome life, because they're constantly being attacked or having to attack or having to fight for what they want. And when they come in with us, with humans, they get pats every day, nice food, and they might have to pull a wagon or sit down or carry a load, but they give up that kind of really ultimate freedom for a little bit of security and a little bit of companionship. And I think, on one level, there's so many parallels to be drawn between camels and the way camel society works and the way people's society works. Yeah, look at that, beautiful, nice, loose rope. And that's all we're looking for, nice loose rope.
Can I speak into it? There's Camel Kamal going over to get some food for big boy Spartacus. Let's go on in there to have a bit of a chat. And here comes his new owner, who he's actually very fond of.
Yeah, but the best thing about having those two camels is if you see him on the first time we went driving, he actually was looking all the time over at Ziggy to see what Ziggy was doing. And Ziggy's just cruising along, so he's like,
oh, is that what they're doing? Is that what these partly tamed camels do? Because I wouldn't know, because I was a wild camel not long ago. And I came racing in here for safety and shelter.
Yeah, I reckon that's why he came in, being chased or something.
Yeah.
He said, I'm going to come in, I'm going to be domesticated now.
Yeah, I'll do what those
camels over there are doing.
Yeah, they seem like they get fed and everything.
I've got to say I'm totally and absolutely turned around on the whole wagon idea, because this is the camel training tool.
Yeah.
It's just perfect.
What do you mean turned around? Didn't you like it before?
Oh no, I used to think, wagons are for sort of sooks and they're going to...
Oh no, it's so nice.
You can put all your stuff, and I want to do saddles, and everyone wants to do trekking. That's how people get into it. But when I see how quickly he's come around, I just go, you want to train camels with no hassle, no dramas, you just tie them onto a wagon for a few days.
Truly.
And they have all their battles with this big thing that they can't beat,
and
a rope that they can't beat. Mm-hmm. And all your job is to
enjoy
make their rope a little bit more comfortable. And they go, oh, he's making it comfortable. There you go, buddy. So if you see, he's got his rope hobble thing on. This camel hasn't barely been trained, and look at his leg sensitivity. None. Isn't that amazing? Like, this is what people get scared of doing around camels, is working around their feet. But this guy is he's a 1 in 101 million camels. Because there's just no flint. He's just really, couldn't have got a better camel, to be honest. Isn't that right, big boy Spartacus? Isn't that right, big boy Spartacus?